Success is not something that happens by chance. Every achievement you see, every goal reached, every life transformed begins with the small decisions made day after day. It is not talent alone, not luck, not sudden inspiration that separates those who succeed from those who struggle. It is the habits, the repeated actions, the consistent choices, the daily commitments that shape the direction of your life. If you want to change your future, you must first examine what you do consistently today. Every moment matters, every choice matters, and every habit compounds to determine the quality of your results. Habits are powerful because they are silent forces working in the background. They either build you up or slowly hold you back without you even realizing it. The small actions you perform each day, when repeated over weeks, months, and years, create results far greater than any single effort. This is where true transformation begins. People often underestimate the cumulative power of daily action. Yet, it is the foundation of every success story. Every step counts, every day matters. Imagine waking up tomorrow and having a life that feels effortless because your habits are aligned with your goals. You are not chasing motivation or waiting for inspiration. You are simply following the systems you created, the routines you disciplined yourself to follow, the daily actions that add up to extraordinary results. Habits turn ordinary people into exceptional achievers. They provide structure when life feels chaotic and give you a roadmap to follow when the path is unclear. Success is predictable when habits are understood and applied. It does not rely on chance encounters or sudden opportunities. It relies on your commitment to the small, consistent choices that produce long-term results. The truth is, people fail not because they lack ability, but because they fail to develop habits that support growth. They ignore the silent power of repetition, consistency, and discipline. But those who recognize the value of habits, who choose to invest in daily action, create futures filled with achievement, confidence, and fulfillment. This video is not about abstract ideas or empty inspiration. It is about real, actionable life lessons that can transform the way you live, work, and grow. The lessons you are about to hear are practical, implementable, and designed to produce results if applied consistently. They are based on the undeniable truth that success is built moment by moment, habit by habit. Today, you will learn how to harness this power, take control of your actions, and intentionally shape a life that reflects your highest potential. By the time this message reaches its end, you will understand that the path to success is not a secret, not a mystery, and not a matter of chance. It is the daily habits you cultivate, the consistency you maintain, and the choices you make in each moment. The life you desire is waiting for you, and it begins with the simple, powerful decisions you make right now. Every habit you form is a step toward that life. Every small, intentional action is a seed that grows into the results you dream of. The question is, are you ready to start planting those seeds today? Your future is shaped by what you do every single day. Nothing happens outside of your consistent effort. Nothing transforms without repetition. The habits you develop now are the blueprint for your success, the foundation for your growth, and the path to a life of achievement. Today is the day to recognize that habits are the engine of progress, the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and the ultimate determinant of the life you live tomorrow. If you commit to understanding and applying these lessons, the results will follow naturally. The journey begins here with awareness, intention, and a willingness to act consistently. The small choices you make each day will accumulate into extraordinary success. The power is in your hands, and the time to act is now. The life-changing truth is simple. Your habits define your future, and your future begins the moment you take control of your actions today. Lesson E: small daily actions create big results. Success is built on consistent habits, not occasional effort. Success is never the result of a single action taken at the perfect moment. It is the outcome of repeated choices, decisions, and behaviors that build over time. Every day presents countless small opportunities to act, to learn, and to grow. When these small actions are aligned with purpose and repeated consistently, They create a force that moves life in a new direction. It may not feel dramatic at first, because these actions are often invisible in the short term, but their impact compounds, shaping the life you live and the results you experience. Imagine a person who dedicates just 30 minutes each day to improving a skill, reading a book, or completing a small project. At first, the change seems minor, almost negligible. 1 month goes by, and there is noticeable progress. 3 months in, the improvement is clear. A year later, that single half hour each day has added up to hundreds of hours of focused effort. And the results are undeniable. This is the principle behind small daily actions. They may appear insignificant in isolation, but when stacked day after day, they generate enormous results. Many people make the mistake of chasing big wins, believing that extraordinary success requires extraordinary effort in isolated bursts. They wait for the perfect moment to act, or they put off progress until motivation strikes. This approach rarely works. Motivation is fleeting, and waiting for the ideal conditions ensures that growth is delayed indefinitely. Real success is built quietly, steadily, and without fanfare. It is built by the commitment to perform small, constructive actions consistently, regardless of mood, circumstance, or external recognition. Consistency is the key to transforming these actions into habits. So, a single positive act may not change anything, but repeating it creates a pattern. Patterns become routines, and routines become the backbone of your life. A person who consistently dedicates time to personal development, even in small increments, builds a foundation that supports long-term achievement. The small steps themselves do not seem like much, but their cumulative effect reshapes skills, mindset, and opportunities. It is important to recognize that small daily actions are not just about achieving goals. They are about developing character. Each choice reinforces the type of person you are becoming. Showing up even when it is difficult, focusing when distractions are everywhere, and completing tasks when energy is low, all teach self-reliance and resilience. These qualities become habits themselves, supporting your ability to take on bigger challenges. The habit of consistency in small actions builds a mental toughness that cannot be easily shaken. Success also grows from the momentum created by these small actions. Every action taken generates a sense of accomplishment and confidence. Completing one task leads naturally to the next, and before long, the person develops a rhythm of achievement. This momentum is critical because it fuels further progress, reinforcing the habit cycle. Without momentum, even the best intentions can falter. The energy that comes from repeated small successes keeps effort sustainable and consistent over time. Another essential point is focus. Small daily actions require conscious choice. They cannot be left to chance. You must decide in advance what actions are worth repeating, which skills need attention, and where energy should be directed. Failing to act with clarity allows distractions to dominate, and the potential for growth is lost. Every small, purposeful action must be intentional to produce results. Random or inconsistent effort cannot achieve the same impact as deliberate, focused repetition. Accountability strengthens the effectiveness of these actions. Tracking progress and measuring results, even in small increments, reinforces the habit and clarifies the path forward. Awareness of improvement motivates continued effort, while neglect or inattention allows old patterns to reemerge. The person who reviews their actions regularly develops insight, identifies areas for improvement, and ensures that small daily efforts are always aligned with meaningful outcomes. It is also crucial to understand that patience is required. The results of small daily actions are rarely immediate. Change unfolds gradually, often unnoticed, until the accumulation reaches a tipping point. Impatience leads many to abandon the process prematurely, seeking instant gratification or dramatic outcomes. Those who persist through quiet, incremental effort ultimately experience results far greater than those who rely on bursts of energy or luck. Patience combined with consistency forms a powerful combination that sustains growth over years. Small daily actions also influence perception and opportunity. A person who consistently engages in productive behavior develops a reputation for reliability, skill, and discipline. Others notice and respond with trust, collaboration, and support. These social and professional advantages multiply the impact of personal effort, creating pathways that would not exist without the visible consistency of repeated, disciplined action. Finally, small daily actions are the core of self-mastery. By committing to them, a person takes responsibility for life rather than waiting for circumstances to dictate results. Each day becomes a building block, and each action reinforces the ability to control outcomes. Over time, this self-directed approach transforms ordinary potential into extraordinary achievement. The life you desire is constructed from the accumulation of these small choices, repeated with dedication and focus. The power of small daily actions lies in their simplicity and universality. Anyone can start regardless of background, resources, or current circumstances. Every moment offers an opportunity to act in a way that aligns with goals, values, and long-term vision. Those who embrace this principle will notice progress, gain confidence, and develop the habits that define success. Those who neglect it risk drifting, hoping for sudden breakthroughs that rarely come. This principle applies to every area of life: career, health, relationships, knowledge, and personal growth. Consistent effort in small steps leads to improved skill, stronger relationships, better health, and expanded opportunities. It is not an abstract idea, but a practical, actionable truth. What may appear modest in the short term becomes transformative in the long term. Ultimately, success is built on repeated choices. Each day provides countless chances to act, learn, and grow. The person who focuses on small, meaningful actions every day builds momentum, strengthens character, and produces results far beyond what any single effort could accomplish. It is through this deliberate, consistent daily practice that ordinary lives evolve into extraordinary ones. A commitment to small daily actions ensures that you are moving forward no matter the obstacles, distractions, or challenges. It teaches discipline, strengthens confidence, and builds the foundation for lasting achievement. Every day, every choice, every action is an opportunity to create the life you want. Those who seize it consistently discover that success is not distant or unattainable. It is the natural outcome of repeated, deliberate effort. By embracing this approach, you gain control over your future. You stop waiting for luck, motivation, or external events to dictate outcomes. You start shaping life intentionally, one small action at a time. Over weeks, months, and years, the cumulative effect of these actions is extraordinary. Big results do not require dramatic measures. They require consistent, purposeful action every day. Your life is the sum of the actions you take daily. By committing to small, meaningful, and consistent effort, you create progress, momentum, and a foundation for long-term success. The transformation begins now, and the path forward is built one action at a time. Those who understand this truth will always have an advantage. The life you desire is waiting, and it is formed through the steady repetition of these small, powerful choices. Lesson R: your environment shapes your habits. Surround yourself with people and influences that support growth. The environment in which a person lives and works has a profound influence on the habits they develop. People are shaped not only by their decisions, but also by the people they spend time with, the media they consume, and the places they inhabit. Habits are reinforced or weakened by surroundings, and the quality of those surroundings often determines the quality of the results a person achieves. Being aware of this influence is the first step toward intentionally designing an environment that supports growth, productivity, and success. Consider the people you interact with daily. Their attitudes, priorities, and behaviors have a subtle but powerful effect on your own. Surrounding yourself with individuals who are disciplined, motivated, and focused encourages similar behaviors in yourself. Their energy becomes contagious, their standards set the benchmark, and their example creates a framework for what is possible. Conversely, spending time with people who are negative, unmotivated, or resistant to growth can slowly erode your own habits, undermining your progress and limiting your potential. The people you allow into your daily life are either building you up or holding you back. Physical surroundings. A cluttered, disorganized space can create mental distraction and reduce the ability to focus, while a clean, structured environment fosters clarity and productivity. The materials and tools you keep within reach, the books on your shelf, and even the layout of your workspace influence the choices you make, moment to moment. When the environment is aligned with your goals, the path to productive action becomes easier. When it is chaotic or misaligned, every effort requires extra energy and mental effort. Small changes in surroundings can have a disproportionately large effect on the consistency and quality of daily habits. Media consumption plays an equally important role. The information you feed your mind influences your thinking, decision-making, and priorities. Consuming content that inspires, educates, and motivates reinforces constructive habits, while content that is negative, distracting, or superficial can promote procrastination, fear, and complacency. Being selective about what you allow into your mind ensures that your internal environment supports the habits and behaviors you wish to cultivate externally. Routine and structure are also part of the environment. Establishing schedules, creating rituals, and setting up systems helps to reinforce positive habits automatically. A person who designs their day intentionally is far more likely to follow through on desired behaviors than someone who relies on chance or willpower alone. Structure reduces friction, makes decisions simpler, and minimizes the opportunities for distraction or deviation from productive action. The environment, in this sense, includes not only physical space, but also the systems and routines that govern daily life. Social accountability strengthened. Being part of groups, networks, or communities with shared goals and standards provides both motivation and oversight. Seeing others achieve, hearing their progress, and being expected to follow through yourself encourages consistency. Accountability ensures that habits are not only formed but maintained, even during periods when intrinsic motivation wanes. Surrounding yourself with people who uphold high standards creates a social environment that naturally encourages growth. Intentional exposure to new ideas and experiences is another aspect of an environment that shapes habits. Traveling, attending events, engaging in workshops, or connecting with mentors expands perspective and introduces practices that can be adopted into daily routines. Habits are often learned by observation, imitation, and adaptation. The more a person immerses themselves in environments where growth and excellence are prioritized, the more likely they are to adopt behaviors that mirror those standards. Recognizing the influence of environment also means being willing to remove or reduce exposure to negative factors. This may include distancing oneself from people who consistently discourage or distract, avoiding media that undermines focus, or redesigning physical spaces to minimize inefficiency. These actions are not about avoidance alone. They are about creating the conditions necessary for success. By shaping the environment, a person removes barriers and makes the path to constructive habits more direct and achievable. The impact of environment extends to mental and emotional states as well. Surroundings that are organized, supportive, and inspiring reduce stress and improve the ability to concentrate. Environments that are chaotic, toxic, or negative increase anxiety, reduce energy, and make it more difficult to maintain productive habits. Daily habits thrive when conditions are conducive, and they suffer when circumstances are misaligned. Attention to environment is therefore an investment in the reliability and consistency of habits over time. Consistency of action is easier when the environment is intentionally designed. Small daily choices, repeated in supportive conditions, accumulate into habits that define long-term success. Even highly disciplined individuals struggle when the environment works against them. Relationships and systems to maximize the chances of sustained growth. Environmental design is not passive. It is a deliberate strategy for habit formation and life transformation. Environment also influences mindset. Being around ambitious, knowledgeable, and principled individuals sets new benchmarks for what is possible. Observing how others approach challenges, solve problems, and maintain standards provides implicit instruction that can shape thinking patterns and decision-making. Habits are as much about mental approach as physical action, and the people and spaces that surround a person shape both broad. The principle is clear. Your environment either supports your success or inhibits it. It does not act alone, but it amplifies your choices, magnifies your consistency, and determines how easily habits take root. Small daily actions practiced in a positive environment compound quickly, while the same actions in a negative setting face constant resistance. Selecting surroundings and influences with purpose accelerates growth and increases the likelihood that habits will be sustained long enough to produce extraordinary results. Awareness is the first step toward change. Recognizing the subtle ways in which surroundings affect behavior allows a person to make conscious adjustments. Replacing negative influences with positive ones, designing physical and social spaces for productivity, and structuring routines to reinforce desired behaviors are all essential actions for habit development. These adjustments are not optional. They are critical for anyone serious about consistent progress and long-term achievement. The environment shapes identity as well. People gradually take on the characteristics, behaviors, and thinking patterns of those and that which they spend the most time with. Habits are a reflection of this identity. Being in an environment that consistently reinforces growth ensures that the habits not a person forms align with the person they aspire to become. Conversely, a misaligned environment creates habits that reflect mediocrity, distraction, or complacency. The cumulative effect of environment on habits cannot be overstated. Small daily influences, repeated consistently, create momentum and a trajectory for life. Positive surroundings create opportunities, provide guidance, and sustain motivation. Negative surroundings drain energy, cloud judgment, and disrupt focus. Choosing where, with whom, and how to spend time becomes one of the most important decisions a person can make in building success. In the end, success is not only determined by what a person does, but also by where, with whom, and under what conditions they do it. Small daily actions gain power when reinforced by a supportive environment. Habits are strengthened, consistency is maintained, and progress becomes inevitable. By intentionally shaping surroundings, selecting positive influences, and designing spaces that encourage growth, a person ensures that their efforts are amplified, their actions are repeated, and their future is built on a foundation that supports continuous improvement. Every habit begins with a single action, but that action becomes sustainable only when the environment is aligned with purpose. By surrounding yourself with people who inspire, spaces that focus, and media that educates, every choice you make becomes easier, more natural, and more powerful. The life you desire is created not just by what you do, but by the conditions you create to support it. The environment is the silent partner in every habit, and it is one of the most important levers for achieving consistent, meaningful success. Lesson 10: discipline beats motivation every time. Relying on motivation is unreliable. Habits keep you consistent. Discipline is the foundation that transforms intention into action. Motivation is fleeting, unpredictable, and often dependent on circumstances beyond your control. It comes and goes like a wave, sometimes strong, and sometimes barely noticeable. Relying solely on motivation is risky because it cannot be summoned at will. Discipline, on the other hand, is a learned skill, a practice, and a habit. It is the internal structure that ensures progress even when desire wanes. When energy is low, or when distractions are everywhere, true success is achieved not by waiting for inspiration, but by committing to consistent, disciplined action. Every day presents countless opportunities to practice discipline. Getting up early, completing tasks before they feel convenient, following through on commitments, and sticking to routines are all expressions of this principle. Each act of discipline reinforces character and builds momentum. Over time, these actions compound, The person who cultivates discipline develops resilience, focus, and a sense of control over their life that motivation alone cannot provide. Discipline bridges the gap between dreams and reality. Many people overestimate the power of motivation and underestimate the power of habit. They believe that feeling inspired will carry them through long projects, demanding tasks, or challenging circumstances. When the initial excitement fades, effort diminishes and progress stalls. Those who rely on motivation are at the mercy of emotions, which fluctuate daily. Discipline ensures that action continues regardless of feelings. It creates a reliable framework for consistency and achievement, allowing progress to be made even when the mind is tired, distracted, or unwilling. Discipline is built gradually. It is strengthened by small, repeated acts of commitment, following through on minor tasks, resisting temptation, and maintaining focus in routine situations all cultivate the mental and emotional strength needed for larger challenges. Each instance of self-control adds to a reservoir of capability. Over time, this reservoir allows a person to tackle increasingly difficult goals with confidence, consistency, and efficiency. Discipline grows as a muscle, strengthened by repeated effort, and the more it is exercised, the more reliable it becomes. The importance of discipline extends to time management. Motivation alone is often ineffective at creating structured, purposeful schedules. A disciplined person prioritizes tasks, allocates time deliberately, and acts according to plan regardless of mood. By committing to daily routines, setting clear objectives, and completing tasks, even when desire is absent, a person ensures that progress continues. Discipline enables mastery over time, preventing procrastination and minimizing wasted effort. Discipline also making. Impulse and indecision often derail progress, but a disciplined mind consistently chooses actions aligned with long-term goals. Each disciplined choice strengthens the ability to resist short-term gratification in favor of meaningful, lasting results. This selective focus reduces distractions and promotes efficiency, making progress inevitable. Discipline transforms decision-making from a reactive process into a proactive, intentional one. Challenges and setbacks are unavoidable in any meaningful pursuit. Motivation can fade quickly in response to difficulty, frustration, or failure. Discipline, however, persists. It provides the internal structure that sustains action when circumstances are adverse. The person who cultivates discipline does not wait for ideal conditions. They act despite obstacles. This ability to maintain consistency under pressure distinguishes those who achieve lasting success from those who falter. Daily routines and habits are the vehicles of discipline. By establishing reliable patterns, a person ensures that actions are repeated consistently. Discipline is not about rigid control, but about creating systems that reinforce desired behaviors. Habits, once formed, allow a disciplined person to act automatically, reducing the reliance on willpower and minimizing the chance of failure. The combination of habit and discipline creates a self-sustaining cycle of progress and growth. Accountability strengthens discipline further. Reporting progress, tracking results, or sharing goals with others encourages adherence to standards and reinforces consistency. External accountability complements internal discipline by providing reminders, incentives, and reinforcement. This dual approach accelerates the formation of habits and solidifies the practice of disciplined action over time. Discipline is also essential for developing expertise and skill. Learning a craft, building a business, or mastering a personal goal requires sustained effort over months and years. Motivation may initiate action, but only discipline ensures the repetition, practice, and refinement necessary for mastery. The person who develops discipline commits to consistent effort regardless of excitement or fatigue, allowing expertise to emerge naturally. An essential characteristic of disciplined individuals is their ability to focus on priorities. They act deliberately, avoiding distractions and resisting the temptation of easy but unproductive choices. Discipline is the force that aligns actions with long-term vision, ensuring that time and energy are invested in activities that yield meaningful results. It prevents deviation from purpose and reinforces clarity of direction. Discipline is also closely tied to personal integrity. Following through on commitments, honoring promises, and maintaining standards, even when no one is watching, strengthens character. These acts of discipline build trust with others and confidence within oneself. A disciplined person becomes reliable, respected, and capable of achieving goals that require sustained effort and consistency. Ultimately, discipline is the bridge between intention and results. Motivation may spark action, but discipline maintains it. Habits, routines, and systems grounded in discipline create a life of progress, growth, and achievement. By practicing discipline daily, a person develops the ability to act consistently, focus on priorities, overcome obstacles, and achieve lasting success. Motivation may come and go, but discipline ensures that results are permanent. The life-changing lesson here is clear. Relying solely on feelings, inspiration, or desire is a recipe for inconsistency. Real, sustainable success comes from disciplined action repeated over time. Every task completed despite resistance, every decision made with purpose, and every routine followed strengthens the foundation for achievement. Discipline transforms potential into reality, turning ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. The choice is yours. Each day presents opportunities to act, to improve, and to build habits that define your future. The person who embraces discipline gains control over life, builds momentum, and ensures that consistent progress continues regardless of circumstance. By making discipline a central practice, you create a life that reflects your highest aspirations and potential. Your future depends on what you do today, and discipline ensures that today's actions are consistent, intentional, and effective. The life you desire is shaped not by fleeting motivation, but by deliberate, disciplined, repeated effort. Those who understand and embrace this principle gain an unstoppable advantage, building a trajectory that leads to lasting success, fulfillment, and achievement. Lesson, sir, review and adjust regularly. Growth and success are not accidental. They are the result of ongoing evaluation, adjustment, and refinement. Without reviewing actions and results, a person risks repeating mistakes, missing opportunities, and continuing ineffective habits. Regular reflection allows a person to see clearly what is working, what is not, and where improvements are possible. By examining progress consistently, habits can be strengthened, strategies refined, and results maximized. This is the principle that separates those who drift from those who achieve purposeful, meaningful success. The first step in review is honest observation. It requires a clear-eyed assessment of daily actions, decisions, and outcomes. A person must look at how time is spent, which habits are productive, and which behaviors are undermining progress. This is not about blame or criticism. It is about clarity. Awareness of current patterns provides the foundation for informed change. Without this awareness, actions are based on assumption rather than insight, and results remain inconsistent. Tracking progress is a critical part of this process. Writing down actions, monitoring results, and comparing them to goals creates a tangible record of development. Small improvements, often invisible in the moment, become visible over time. Tracking progress reveals patterns, highlights successes, and exposes weaknesses. It provides accountability, reinforces positive behavior, and motivates continued effort. Those who monitor their habits are far more likely to maintain consistency and achieve meaningful results. Reflection also encourages adaptation. Life is dynamic, circumstances change, and strategies that worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Reviewing results allows a person to identify areas where adjustments are needed. This may involve altering routines, learning new skills, or changing approaches. Adaptability ensures that effort remains aligned with goals, and that habits continue to produce meaningful outcomes. Without adjustment, even consistent action can become misdirected, wasting time and energy. Reviewing progress also sharpens focus. Regular evaluation forces a person to confront priorities and clarify objectives. It becomes clear where attention should be directed and what actions have the highest impact. This clarity reduces wasted effort, prevents distractions, and ensures that habits are aligned with meaningful goals. A focused approach makes daily actions more effective and accelerates the path to success. The process of review and adjustment builds self-awareness. Understanding strengths, weaknesses, and tendencies allows a person to design habits that leverage natural abilities while addressing limitations. Self-awareness also fosters discipline, resilience, and strategic thinking. When a person knows how they respond to challenges, they can anticipate obstacles, prepare responses, and maintain consistent progress. Habits become intentional rather than accidental. Accountability is enhanced through review. Recording progress and evaluating results provides concrete evidence of success or failure. This evidence motivates continued effort, highlights areas needing improvement, and strengthens the commitment to action. By measuring outcomes, a person creates a feedback loop where effort is guided by results, not by guesswork. Accountability ensures that habits are sustained, refined, and aligned with long-term objectives. Reflection also encourages learning. Every action, whether successful or not, contains information about what works and what does not. Regular review allows a person to extract lessons from both achievements and setbacks. This learning strengthens decision-making, improves problem-solving, and enhances the effectiveness of habits. A person who learns from experience refines their actions, creating a continuous cycle of improvement and growth. Regular adjustment. Habits, once formed, can become automatic, which is beneficial in terms of consistency, but can also lead to complacency. Without periodic review, habits may continue without question, potentially becoming outdated or less effective. By evaluating habits regularly, a person ensures that they remain relevant, aligned with goals, and capable of producing meaningful results. This proactive approach keeps growth dynamic and ongoing. Reviewing and adjusting also builds confidence. Seeing progress, even small, reinforces belief in one's ability to achieve goals. It validates effort, strengthens determination, and provides motivation to continue. Confidence gained from consistent evaluation encourages greater risk-taking, deeper learning, and higher achievement. When a person trusts the process and sees tangible results, momentum grows naturally. The practice of review and adjustment reinforces accountability to oneself. Habits are not just performed mechanically. They are observed, measured, and refined with intention. This self-accountability ensures that effort remains purposeful, that actions align with goals, and that energy is directed toward what truly matters. Without this self-monitoring, even disciplined action can become misaligned, reducing effectiveness. Adjustment is also about strategy. Observing results may reveal the need for smarter work, not just harder work. It may involve prioritizing tasks differently, eliminating unnecessary actions, or reallocating energy toward higher impact activities. Habits are more effective when supported by strategy, and strategy becomes more effective when informed by ongoing review. Together, they create a powerful system for sustained growth. This process develops a mindset of continuous improvement. Habits are never static. They evolve with intention and insight. Regular evaluation ensures that progress is maximized, mistakes are minimized, and every action contributes meaningfully to long-term objectives. A person who commits to reviewing and adjusting is always moving forward, refining skills, enhancing efficiency, and improving results. Growth becomes deliberate, measurable, and predictable. Every success story begins with small, consistent actions. The habits you practice today will shape the life you live tomorrow. Focus on building routines that support growth, stay disciplined in your daily efforts, and take responsibility for your choices. Small steps repeated consistently, and the life you dream of is waiting for you, one habit at a time.